While the Ray Rice debacle has settled down somewhat, the issue of abuse in relationships is still an ongoing issue. I think all of us would agree that based on what we saw on that video, that graphic video, that what Ray Rice did was abuse. He punched out his fiancée. Now, while we focus a lot on physical violence, which could have the most ultimate results right away, there's also emotional and economic violence. And many times there is emotional abuse before the actual physical abuse occurs. The Reverend Dr. A.R. Bernard Sr. of the Christian Cultural Center defines abuse as abnormal use. Sometimes when we think of abuse, we may think of the physical punching, we may think of people bullying, and even then some people might just say, well, it's just kids. But in reality, anything that could destroy a person emotionally, economically, or physically is abuse. Remember, there are 3 types of abuse: economic, emotional, and physical. Here is a situation of what I think we could agree is emotional abuse. Nina met Raul at a pre-Easter dinner at Crossroads Baptist Church. Coming from a traditional Episcopal background, it was a different scene. Living in a 3,000 square foot house on Overlook Drive was a dream that was too big for Nina to think of. Raul was working full-time as a computer techie. As he said, "These hands of mine were made to compute. I know computers like I know my women." And that was the beginning of Nina's downfall. Nina came from a home where you were expected to be seen and not heard, and she was the compliant one. In her words, "I was the nice girl who finished last." There were 2 sisters and a cousin whom her parents helped to raise after her cousin's mother passed away. Nina was always the quiet, deferential one. Nina, always loaning her books, school supplies, and occasional blouse or skirt. Not that Cassandra, Alexis, or cousin Chelsea always asked before they borrowed. "It's okay," Nina smiled weakly after Cassandra, the blouse thief, forgot to wash Nina's blouse that she borrowed. Nina the lender, but never the borrower. Raul, on the other hand, was a successful technician who came up from the school of hard knocks. In Raul's words, "My dad, that punk, walked out on my mom and the 4 of us, my 2 sisters and my brother. We had to scrape by. My mom knew the deal: leave before the 1st of the month and find a new place before the man comes knocking on the door looking for the rent money. My mom always kept us together and would always find a place to live. My mom, she's always been my first lady. She knew how to work off the books, collect that Mother's Day check, dress down, go to work, change, come back home like she had nothing going on, so none of the nosy bodies could drop a dime on her. She's one smart lady." Nina was attracted to Raul from the moment she met him. Very suave in a manner of speaking. She was impressed with his self-made image. In his words, "Look to yourself first. The man upstairs helps those that help themselves." Nina worked for Mid-Atlantic Gas and Electric Company, a job she was proud of. "I was never a social butterfly like my sisters and cousin, but I could hold a job down and people looked to me for support and problem solving." When Mid-Atlantic offered their employees a tuition discount program for an approved course of study, Nina jumped to it and began her Master of Business Administration, looking forward to moving up the ranks of Mid-Atlantic. Raoul, though, had other plans. Raoul to Nina, "Look, baby, you're a smart gal, or else I wouldn't have picked you to be my woman, and you wouldn't have picked me to be your man, right? I'll help take care of you until you find another job. After all, I'm a tech expert. It's a hot field. You trust me, don't you?" Nina, "Well, Raoul, I was looking forward to this master's, you know. Will another company pay for? Look, opportunity doesn't always come knocking. I'm moving up the ranks as well, and this house on Overlook Drive compliments us. Hey, baby, you want this, don't you?" Nina, hesitating, I'm not really sure about this move and this job." Raoul, raising his voice. Abuse, remember this, people. "What? You mean you don't trust me? You act like I'm your parents, making you do what you really don't want to do. I'm your man. I'm your husband. I'm here giving you the good life. Think like a woman and not a little girl, baby." Nina, a quiver in her voice, "Okay, Raoul, I just didn't want to rush into this. Of course I trust you and I love you." With a sob, Nina grabbed and held Raoul. "It's okay, baby. I shouldn't have come down so hard on you. I just need you to be in my corner and share my dreams with me." The twisted manipulator. That's abuse. If this story means something to you, go to my website, www.chocolateflavorlove.com. Flavor spelled F-L-A-V-A, love spelled L-U-V, chocolateflavorlove.com. And you could order this book, A Fine Piece of Chocolate, Righteous Sisters Crossing Over to the Wild Side. Get it. It could save the life of somebody you know. Some sister out there is hurting. She needs to read. She needs to learn how to set boundaries. A Fine Piece of Chocolate. Get it now.